I'm Mike Huckabee, and I approve this message because Iowans have a right to know the truth about Mitt Romney's dishonest attacks on me.
Governor Romney, you have gone after two of your rivals here at the table, Mike Huckabee and John McCain, for their record on taxes.
Governor Huckabee has a fine record. He says he lowered taxes 94 times. I believe him. Net, however, the tax burden in Arkansas was raised by $500 million. I believe the figure is from his state. So we have different records when it comes to taxes.
According to our study, during your time, 10 years as governor, you raised taxes net increase of $500 million. So does Mitt Romney have a point when he talks about your record as a tax cutter?
Here's what I do know. I know that there had never been a broad-based tax cut in the 160-year history of my state, and I signed the first one. I know that I cut taxes 94 times, and the taxes we cut helped families. We eliminated the marriage penalty. We doubled the child tax care credit. We indexed the income tax for inflation. We created the Property Taxpayer Bill of Rights. We froze property taxes for seniors so they didn't lose their homes due to increases in property taxes. When I became governor, from the time I left, 10.5 years later, sales tax was up 1 penny, and the income tax was the same. It's just a lot of people didn't have to pay it because we raised the threshold at which they did. But here's something else we did. We took a $200 million deficit, turned it into an $850 million surplus. We improved our schools and paid teachers better, had some of the most significant test score results that was based on a court case that I had inherited from 2 governors ago, Bill Clinton, Jim Guy Tucker, and finally it landed on my desk, and we actually finally got it resolved. We also rebuilt our road system. People want roads, and the people in my state voted by an 80% margin to vote for those roads and to pay 3 cents a gallon for gasoline. Government's supposed to work. It's not about the politics of saying I never raised a tax. It's about saying I made government work. The fact is, there were specific issues that I've been attacked for, sometimes pretty brutally on some of these television spots. But I'm proud of the fact that I governed and lowered taxes and did something that had never been done in my state, and did it against the headwinds of a Democrat legislature that had never done it in 160 years before.
Governor Romney?
Well, facts are stubborn things. I think, Mike, you agreed that net, you raised taxes by $500 million. Is that right?
You know, Mitt, let's talk about how stubborn the facts are.
Answer the question.
The fees I think you raised were more like $500 million, not 240. You came into office with a deficit,
I asked you a question.
With one.
You know, facts are stubborn things. Let's get the facts right. Okay, I came in. There was a $3 billion
tax cuts in 2002.
You know, Mike, you make up facts faster than you talk, and that's saying something. So let's slow it down and let's get the facts correctly.
Right.
I came in. There was a $3 billion budget gap. Together with the legislature, we cut spending, we also raised fees, and we calculated how much money we raised in the fees. It was $240 million. We can show you the number. And at the end of my first year, we had a surplus. Every single year I was in office, I generated a surplus. And we put over $1 billion in our rainy day fund. Now, I asked you a question to begin with, and that was, net, did you raise taxes in your state by $500 million?
We raised jobs. We built our roads.
You know, that's political speak.
You know,
the question is, you can avoid this issue by just saying
tens of millions of dollars saying all negative things about me. If someone raises a question, you say it's a personal attack, and facts are stubborn things. And you mentioned that. And did you support or oppose the 2002 Bush tax cuts?
I have never opposed the Bush 2002 tax cuts. I supported them. The first comment I made about the Bush tax cuts was that I supported the Bush tax cuts. I do not oppose them. I support them, always have. Now let me go back to the question I've asked you that you've refused to answer 3 times. Did you raise taxes net in Arkansas by $500 million?
By a court order that said we had to improve education? Maybe you don't have to obey the court in Massachusetts. I did in Arkansas. And you know something? Education is a good thing for kids, because kids like me wouldn't be sitting here if it weren't for a good education.
Let me break in here.
If a man's dishonest to obtain a job, he'll be dishonest on the job. Iowans deserve better.
Hikes were in response to a court decision.
That was in the context of a Supreme Court order that we had to fund education at a higher level.
In fact, that's not true. In a Huckabee campaign statement this afternoon, they acknowledged that the tax hikes were to cover a general revenue shortfall in the state budget.